Eastern. The winners will play for the title on January 10th in Indianapolis. Every game of the college football playoff, as well as the New Year's Six games, can be heard right here on ESPN Radio. Oklahoma announced they're hiring Brent Venables as their next head coach. The former Clemson defensive coordinator will be introduced at 11:30 a.m. Eastern this morning. The 50-year-old was on Oklahoma's staff under Bob Stoops as co-defensive coordinator from 1999 to 2003 and defensive coordinator from 2004 to 2011. I'm talking about these stories and more on This Just In today at 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Sports Center is brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide, and you can get a Samsung Galaxy A32 5G for only $299, no contract. All on America's best networks, Straight Talk Wireless, 5G capable, device required, actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. And Key Observations is brought to you by Geico. Whether you rent or own, Geico makes it easy to bundle home and car insurance. Go to geico.com today. Key, what you got?
Number one, the Miami Dolphins. Look, whatever you do, don't be a prisoner of the moment with Tua Tagovailoa at the quarterback spot. I know he's played decent of late, but remember, you had issue with him at the quarterback spot since you drafted him. You didn't want to start him. You had Fitzpatrick. Then all of a sudden, you made a play for Deshaun Watson. Don't all of a sudden think that this is going to be the long-term answer and solution for you playing against the New York Giants. Don't get fooled.
Number two,
Mike Zimmer, Minnesota Vikings head coach. Seems like his days are numbered in Minnesota. The Vikings can't get out of their own way to save their life. It's just one of those deals. You just lost to the Detroit damn Lions. You gave the Lions their first victory of the season with Jared Goff. And I know Coach Zim's got to be sick to his stomach. Got to be.
number three,
Justin Herbert. Dan Orlowski and myself and us, we just talked about Joe Burrow versus Justin Herbert. But you can't sit there and tell me that some people in that organization saw Joe Burrow yesterday and some of the mistakes that was made, but then saw Justin Herbert and said, damn, we could have had that. The ability to throw the football back across the field on a 50-50 ball that his receiver won in that matchup. A lot of great things came out of this, but if I was them, I'd probably be saying the same thing too. I wish I had Justin Herbert, even though I got Joe Burrow.
number four,
The Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs, still the best team in the AFC. Even if they look offensively somewhat pedestrian, they're still the best team in the AFC. They got the best quarterback going. The receivers are getting open. All they got to do is catch the football. And the defense is playing much better than they were the first half of the season. And when you have a recipe like that, just because we only scored 22 points, but guess what? The other team did outscore, so we get the W.
number five,
Number five, Lamar Jackson. We just had a conversation about him as well. Talked about how can they not protect him and allow him to be the best that he could possibly be. Well, he is. That he is his own protection. I'm writing a check. No, better yet, I'm going to let him write the check. What is it that you need? When do you need it? And how much do you need? Here, just write the number in there and I'll sign it. That's what you do with Lamar Jackson. It's not even a conversation about negotiating. You want $500 million? Let's figure out how to get it to you.
Yeah, $100 million. You got him on the cheap for $100.
Pat put 100. I think he just wrote a number. Maybe it's 100 a year.
It's guaranteed better be twice that, right?
Yeah.
Contract.
He can get what he wants, and then some.
Jay, what do you got that Key didn't go?
Yeah, just my one observation would just be a shout out to the DMV area, just the Washington football team. Now they've won 4 in a row. That defense, for over their past 5 straight games, have held their opponents to 21 or fewer opponents. This is a team without Chase Young, by the way, who's been out. You could talk about, your Raiders, by the way. By the way, your Raiders 0-6 when Derek Carr does not throw for over 300 yards. Over 300 yards. But all I'm saying, Antonio Gibson, these boys, they're right there. 6-6 in the NFC East. I know that the Cowboys are 8-4. Next game is at home against the Cowboys. It just sets up for one of those mucky NFC East games.
Tighter than you figured it would be by now.
That's what I was saying prior to the Cowboys versus the Saints. I said if they lose to the Saints, the Washington football team going to be looking right up their rear end.
One thing I want to get back to on Key observations is the Tagovailoa thing. I hear you, Key, but here's the thing. Like, he was called, he's a left-handed Drew Brees. I'm not saying he's a left-handed Drew Brees, but let's use Drew Brees as a comp because he was like a short
Smaller
guy.
guy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Drew Brees was awful didn't start as a rookie. Maybe got into one game, but didn't start as a rookie, okay? Tagovailoa, coming off of a catastrophic injury, did start as a rookie. I'm not holding that against him, as you would say, right? Year 2, Drew Brees was awful. He was terrible. Year 3, he got benched, right? And then by year 4, he was balling out of control. But still, because of injury concern, they didn't offer him like the type of contract that would be a no-brainer, and he winds up going to Sean Payton and a dome, and the rest is history. This is only his second year. He's had 2 games recently in his last 3 with over 80% completion, and then yesterday's like 70, mid-high, like
3 straight over 70% completion.
Like, yeah, when it was almost 75. I mean, dude, Key, it's a baby still.
Yeah, but think about this. What did they do with Drew Brees in San Diego? They drafted Phillip Rivers.
Yep.
Guess why? Because they didn't believe in Drew Brees. What did the Dolphins do his rookie year? They had Fitzy. Then after that, they flirted around with the idea of getting another quarterback. So that
I'm just using the Keyshawn
that
Johnson.
just tells you right there they're not satisfied and happy with him at the quarterback spot. So don't get stuck in that prisoner of the moment type situation. And you have the right to always go back and revisit what you thought he was and say to yourself, you know what? We may be making a mistake. Let's see. But in this business, a coaching business, you don't have time to make mistakes.
But how long?
This isn't a 10-year. They don't give you 10-year window.
Yeah, it's
My
changed.
question is, though, how long does the prisoner of the moment thing last? It's not like, my man's been doing this for 5 straight games. And it has been a lot of like volatility, right? I mean, injuries, other things in that sort for him as well. Like, it finally feels like he's found some kind of rhythm, Key.
And that may be true. I mean, it was the New York Giants, though, man. Let's be honest with ourselves.
I mean, I hear you can only play the teams in front of you.
Yeah, but when
Panthers, Jets, Ravens, Texans, I hear you.
He beat the Ravens. They beat the Ravens. But them other 4 teams, come on, be honest.
Key, but I'm using kind of your thing.
This is a team that lost to the Jags, though, earlier. I mean,
I get it, but when you look at it, is that the type of quarterback? Is he the type of quarterback that's going to get you where you want to go? They clearly don't feel that way because they wouldn't have been dancing with somebody else.
I just feel like you're winning the games you're supposed to win. Like, before, you're losing to the Jags, you're losing to the Falcons. Like, now you feel like you go into those games as a Dolphins fan. My friends are Dolphins fans. Like, all right, we feel like we're going to win these games. Against better teams, we're not sure. Not sure yet.
I use Key. I'm with you on quarterback development, though. I think everyone wants to microwave it nowadays, and you got to put it in the oven and let it bake, let it cook a little more.
Slow, 350.
And this dude, if he's on 350, he's on pace right now. Like, let's see what happens here to me. I think he's done enough for them to say, let's see what happens here.
All right, well, there's an off season that's coming.
All phone guests of Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max join us via the Goodyear hotline. A surprising firing in the NFL, and where that coach might land next after Key has this from Indeed.
It's your business, and you need to see every single hire, but you really don't want to go through every single resume. You need Indeed, the all-in one-time hiring platform that makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates all in one place. With smart tools like Instant Match, you instantly get a list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed fit your description the moment you sponsor a job. Spend less time sifting through resumes and more time saying you're hired. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Stumble, bumble, and rumble.
Oklahoma made breaking moves when they announced they were hiring Brent Venables. Breaking Moves is brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs. Build your winning team today. Go to linkedin.com/sports.
Introducing ATG by Wrangler. Outdoor apparel that doesn't compromise. Shop Wrangler.com.
From examining how vital bats are in the creation of Mexican tequila to exploring a lost continent right under our feet, each episode of Nat Geo's Overheard podcast takes a dive into the conversations that occur behind the scenes at National Geographic. Overheard is presented by the City Advantage Platinum Select Card, the card built for your adventure. For a limited time, apply for the City Advantage Platinum Select Card, and you can earn 50,000 Advantage bonus miles after qualifying purchases. Head to city.com/adventure to learn more.
Since being the first to make wiper blades over a century ago, Trico has protected drivers in any weather. We're always looking ahead, studying your specific driving conditions so you'll be ready for anything. Like, if it actually rains cats and dogs, you can handle every soggy Siamese and drenched Doberman. Your Trico wipers maintain maximum windshield contact for safe, clear driving visibility, whatever the weather. Trico, the future of wipers.